Public Safety, Beer and Regulated Beverages Committee meeting starting. I'm Chair Jennifer Gamble speaking, and I'll start out with the attendance and then go to the governor's order. Councilman Pulley is here.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnston.
Present.
Councilman Nash.
Present.
Councilmember Roberts.
Yes, here.
Good to see you. Thank you. Councilman Rosenberg. Okay, I see you.
Present.
Thank you. Councilman Swope.
I am here.
Thank you. Councilman Taylor.
Present.
Councilmember Vercher. All right. Councilman Chair is here. Councilmember Porterfield.
Present.
Thank you. All right, we have a good quorum today, and we will get started with the motion pursuant to Governor Lee's Executive Order number 71 regarding electronic meetings. I make a motion that this committee meeting agenda constitutes essential business of the Metropolitan Council, and that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. May I have a motion to approve?
Moved.
Second. All right. Properly moved and seconded. And we will move on. Oh, we have to take a roll call vote. Councilman Pulley.
Aye.
Councilmember Johnston.
Present.
We're voting on the motion.
Sorry. Remind me what I'm sorry, I'm lost.
We're voting on the governor's motion to meet electronically.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Councilman Nash.
Aye.
Councilmember Roberts.
Aye.
Councilman Rosenberg.
Aye.
Councilman Swope.
Yes.
Councilman Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember Vercher, have you joined? All right. Chair votes aye. Councilmember Porterfield.
Aye.
Thank you. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 in favor, 0 against. We have a short agenda, so I did not prepare a consent agenda, so we'll just go through each one of these. The first one, Resolution 2020-632 by Councilman Parker, exempts Carrington's Daiquiri Factory located at 1315 Leashy Avenue from the minimum distance requirements for obtaining a beer permit. Is Councilman Parker here with us? I don't see.
I'm not sure he is, but this is Mr. Kennedy Johnson. I'm the owner of Carrington's Daiquiri Factory, and I received the invite for this meeting, so I got Webex and I joined in.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for joining us. We typically hear from the council member and then any guest in regards to the bill. And since he is not here yet with us, we will just go down the list and put this on the hill. We'll come back to it. So if you can stay with us a little bit, and we'll see if we can get Councilman Parker to join us. I don't see a letter to approve of this, so we'll come back to this one.
Yes, ma'am. I think we had pushed back the date on it because it was originally going to happen some months ago. So he might not be here, and maybe he pushed it back to February. I'm unsure, but.
Okay, yeah, we'll wait to hear from him. Thank you so much. And we'll go to the next bill, Bill 2020-581, O'Connor, Rosenberg, and Young amends the Metro Code to permit the use of license plate readers technology on or within law enforcement and vehicles. May I have a motion?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
Thank you. Open for discussion. Councilman O'Connor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would actually request that the committee defer this item to the first meeting in February to allow your public meetings to continue and so the community can continue to both gain information and offer input. Thank you.
I make a motion that we defer 2 meetings to the first meeting in February.
Second.
Second.
Wonderful, thank you. And we'll go with the roll call vote. I should have prepared Mr. Cooper's mechanisms from our last meeting. Councilman Pulley,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Nash,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Rosenberg,
Aye.
Swope,
Yes.
Taylor,
Aye.
Vercher, have you joined? Councilwoman Vercher?
I'm on. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, would you like to vote on this deferral of Bill 581? Did I lose you?
Chair, which one is that?
That is, the O'Connell. It amends the Metro Code to permit license plate reader technology.
Yes. Yes, I'm a yes on the deferral.
Okay, thank you. Chair, yes. Votes yes. Porterfield?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So we have 10 in favor, 0 against on that deferral motion. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next one. Bill 2020-582 by Johnston, Pulley, Nash, and others amends the Metro Code of Laws to pertaining to the use of license plate scanner technology in the public right-of-ways. A motion
Motion.
and a second.
Second.
Thank you. Motion and properly seconded. We'll open for discussion. Councilwoman Johnston.
Thank you, Chair. In response to my colleagues' requests, some of them, to slow the process down and also echoing Councilman O'Connell's desire to allow for your meetings to happen and get all the feedback from the community and learn more. I also would move to defer to the first meeting in February, please.
Second.
All right, moved and properly seconded. And we will take a roll call vote. Pulley,
Aye.
Johnston,
Aye.
Nash,
Aye.
Roberts,
No.
Rosenberg,
Aye.
Swope,
Yes.
Taylor,
Aye.
Vercher.
Yes.
Chair votes aye. Porterfield.
Aye.
So that is 9 in favor, 1 against. That is correct. All right, and the motion passes. And for the third bill on third reading, and I don't know if anyone is able to, has heard from Councilman Parker, or he has joined us. I don't see him on here, so, oh, yes, I do see him. Okay, wonderful. So we'll do this one and then we'll go to your bill, Councilman Parker. Bill 2020-494, Stiles, Toombs, Henderson, and Lee, amends the Metro Code relative to the use of license plate scanners by law enforcement for the prosecution of reckless drivers. A motion to move forward. Motion. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Moved and properly seconded. It's open for discussion. Councilmember Stiles.
Thank you, Chair. Can you hear me? I'm having
Yes.
some connection issues. Okay,
Yes,
excellent.
we can hear you.
So, thank you. So this basically just, I amended it to include language that had been discussed in the last meeting, to include 2 council members would have access to the audit controls, as well as a member to be able to see how the system works and whether you can or cannot really surveil people. And in addition, adding language regarding the collection of data and potentially selling it to third parties.
So we are moving your amendment first then.
Yes, please.
Okay. Discussion on the amendment. Do I see any hands?
Point of order, have we moved the amendment?
I guess we need a motion to move the amendment.
So moved.
And I'll second. Moved and properly seconded. Now we'll open this discussion for the amendment. Councilman Rosenberg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't have the amendment in front of me. I'm pulling it up, but how would the people who would have access to this be, does it speak to how those council members and whomever else are decided?
Councilwoman Stiles.
I'm so sorry. Could Councilmember Rosenberg repeat his question? It broke up on my end.
Councilman Rosenberg.
Glad to. Does the amendment speak to how the people who would have access to this are selected?
No, I did not include that in the language.
Okay. I guess I would ask Mr. Cooper or Ms. Zeitlin if they're here, what happens since that's not mentioned?
It actually is mentioned in the bill. It says that the council would select the 2 council members and the community oversight board would select the board member.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Are there any other questions, any more discussion on the amendment? Okay. Looks like we are ready for a vote on the amendment. Going for the roll call. Councilman Pulley.
I'm going to be no.
Okay. Councilmember Johnston.
No.
Nash.
Yes on the amendment.
Roberts.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Aye.
Pope.
Yes.
Taylor.
Aye.
Bircher.
This is just on the amendment, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yes on the amendment.
Chair votes aye. Porterfield.
Yes.
All right, the amendment passes. 8 in favor and 2 against. So now we're on the bill as amended. Motion for the bill. Did I hear somebody?
Madam Chairman?
Yes. Who is that? Someone trying to be recognized? I heard something.
This is Councilmember Nash for Mr. Cooper and Ms. Zeitlin. If there was a motion to defer this bill to the first meeting in February, would that be appropriate, or does that, because it's been deferred so many times, hurt the bill?
By rule, since this was deferred indefinitely and on it not be held again, I don't believe. Let me pull up the rule language real quick.
Councilman Jaffo, will you mute your mic, please?
Okay, Rule 43 says that after being put back on the agenda, the ordinance shall be considered withdrawn and removed from the agenda if it is deferred again for any reason.
Mr. Cooper, for clarification, is that in committee or on the floor or both?
That's on the floor. The committee can make whatever recommendation it would like to, but the committee recommendation is not binding on the council tonight.
Okay. Any follow-up, Councilman Nash?
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, no, thank you.
Councilman Hall? Do you have your hand
I was just
raised?
letting you, I didn't know if you saw me or not. I was just letting you know I was here.
Now I don't have you on our committee.
I know.
This is public safety.
Right. I just didn't know if you saw me or not. I was going to ask a question, but it already got answered. So that's
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. Any further questions or discussion regarding Bill 494? All right. I do not see any more hands. And so we are ready for a roll call vote. And this is on the bill 494. Councilman Pulley.
No.
Councilmember Johnston.
No.
Nash.
No.
Roberts.
No.
Rosenberg.
No.
Swope.
No.
Taylor.
Same.
Bircher.
No.
Chair votes no. Porterfield.
No.
All right, the motion fails. 9 noes and 1 abstention. All right, Mr. Parker, we will go back to your bill, Resolution RS 2020-632, exempts Carrington's Daiquiri Factory located at 1315 Leachy Avenue from the minimum distance requirements for obtaining a beer permit. Motion, I have a motion, move forward.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Motion moved and properly seconded. Mr. Parker, Councilman Parker, would you like to comment on this bill?
Yes, can you hear me, Chair?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So this bill, if y'all remember, we had a public hearing. I think it was a month ago. Several neighbors came out in opposition. This is my first exemption request that has this level of opposition. We ended up deferring it and setting a second public hearing for tonight. So it'll be actually on public hearing again tonight. My procedural question, and if Director Cooper could possibly help me with this, I don't anticipate on the floor moving for passage of this resolution tonight, unless there is a really remarkable change of heart from community members who have concerns about this, and they come to the public hearing to express that. Because I've not heard from anyone to that effect. So Director Cooper, what as you understand the situation, what are the options of this committee and of me as the sponsor this evening? Can we have the public hearing? Can we close the public hearing and then defer it after that? What can you possibly give me a suggestion here?
Yes, that would be perfectly fine. You could hold the public hearing and then make whatever motion you want to at that point.
This is Mr. Johnson, and I'm here as well. I'd also like to be recognized by the committee and just sort of speak about the restaurant as well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Johnston. If you, I guess you don't have the capability of raising your hand. If you could, we'll finish with Councilman Parker's comments, and then I'll recognize you. Councilman Parker.
Yes, Mr. Johnson, thank you for being here this evening. I guess that my question would be, have you had a chance to speak with any of the neighbors in the area?
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I sincerely appreciate it. I have not encountered the opposition that you speak of from anyone in the neighborhood. So I was confused as to where that opposition was coming from, because from what I hear from the neighbors, that's not really the case. From the people that I talk to in the neighborhood, the people support it. Obviously, nobody wants a situation where, people are causing, noise violations or being disruptive to the neighborhood. I think that everybody pretty much understands that we're basically improving the standard of that restaurant and adding value to the community by adding jobs. And the neighborhood is going through somewhat of a change, socioeconomically, demographically, and some of the new neighbors are sort of moving in and trying to prevent, people from doing business. So basically, this has kept us from being in business. We're a small business, veteran-owned and African-American business. And we've been killed this entire year by COVID-19, by the governor's orders, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't really see, any legitimate reason why anyone should be against us being able to operate and do business like anybody else in the city of Nashville. So I would just say that for the record.
All right, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any follow-up, Councilman Parker?
Yeah, again, I'm super appreciative of Mr. Johnson for attending this evening. So, I mean, the specific rule that we're looking at is that in order to serve beer within 100 foot of residential homes, you have to get an exemption because in the code that is not allowed, but there is a way to do it through an exemption. So as I've explained, you could open the business, you could get a liquor license. I actually proposed that initially as a way to sort of show the neighborhood what it is that you're doing, to open the spot, be able to invite people in, and then say, okay, well, people have a little more comfort level once they're able to see what y'all are doing in there, and then move forward with the beer permit exemption. And it's fine if you don't go. Yes, sir.
No, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say that is a viable option, and we're definitely pursuing that option. We got an invitation through email for this meeting, so I was a little caught off guard. I just wanted to make sure that I attended, if the meeting was going on. So we did discuss that as an option, and that is a viable option moving forward. However, I did just want to say during this public hearing that they have sold beer and liquor at that building since the 1960s. It was a grocery store, then it's been a restaurant. It's always sold beer and it's never been a problem there. And that's just the facts of it. And because it has some kind of grandfather clause or something, it's supposed to be able to do that, but the previous owner died from COVID-19 at the beginning of this year, and law does not allow for the business to change like that with the liquor license. So I had to change the corporation and reopen it in order to get the liquor license. But had it not been for the death of the previous owner, who was my business partner, we would not need to be going through this process at all, period. And I just want to have that on the record as well.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Go ahead, Councilman.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Chair. And so from what I have gotten so far is a lot of emails in opposition at the first public hearing, opposition, and I have not heard any support for this outside of yourself. So I would, if you can get some of the folks in the neighborhood to email me, that would make me feel a lot better, for one thing. And additionally, there will be a public hearing tonight. This is actually a committee meeting. This is not the public hearing. So I would encourage you to tune into the actual council meeting, which begins at 6:30, and you can join us at the public hearing and have, I think it's 2 minutes to explain your support of the waiver.
All right.
Thank you, Councilman Parker. Could you have whoever the committee member or person is in charge of that, could they email me a link or however I can participate in that meeting? Because I'd be more than happy to do so if I have a way to get into the meeting, which I'm unsure of. So if you could share that information or email me, however to do it, I'd appreciate it.
Mr. Johnson, you should be able to find that link. I'm not sure who sent you the link to this committee meeting. But the link to the council meeting is available on the Nashville.gov website. And I was trying to see exactly if you go under Metro Council meetings.
Chair, I will email it to Mr. Johnson right now.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
All right. With that said, Councilman Parker, do you intend to move forward? Would you like to move forward with your bill tonight in this committee?
Chair, I would like to move this out of committee, and then I will make a motion following the public hearing on the floor, either for deferral or approval.
Okay, great. So
I would
all right.
Sorry,
so
I would ask someone in the committee.
I'll put a motion to move this bill.
Second.
So moved.
All right, moved and properly seconded. If no further discussion, I don't see any hands in the queue. Do I? Just making sure. I don't think that I do. All right, we will take a roll call vote. Councilman Pulley.
Aye.
Johnston.
Aye.
Nash.
Aye.
Roberts.
Aye.
Rosenberg. Swope.
Yes.
Taylor.
Aye.
Bircher. Bircher.
That's aye.
Okay, thank you. We couldn't hear you the first time. Chair votes aye. Porterfield.
Aye.
All right, that motion passes 10 in favor, 0 against, and that concludes our agenda. Thank you. I'm sorry, before we conclude, let me just remind the viewing audience that the Public Safety Committee is hosting a community conversations meeting this Thursday, January 2021, January 7th at 5 p.m. via Webex to discuss license plate readers and the impact that they may have to the community. We invite you to join us. The information for joining the WebEx is on the Metro Council website on the events calendar, Nashville.gov, and just wanted to, hopefully you will join in. We'll have representatives from the District Attorney's Office, Public Defender's Office, and ACLU for that meeting. Thank you.